Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Jamin's Daily, episode 101, coming to you with some quick action, current events, what's happening in the world. You want to know, gonna bring it to you. So, first off, another violence interpreter. No. Interrupter is what they're called. Did you know there's this thing, folks, called violence interrupters? Look them up. Sadly, one of them was killed in Baltimore as the community reels from gun violence. So Deshaun, we're going to put his photo up. Deshaun McGreer is the third Safe Streets member to be killed in a year. So this guy, which, seems to me be an honorable guy. So a man who worked on the front lines of preventing gun violence in Baltimore was shot and killed on Wednesday night in a quadruple shooting in the city. The guy was 29 years old and worked as a violence interrupter for Safe Streets, and is the third member of the organization to be shot and killed this year. We're going to put up a group photo of some of these people, including the young gentleman who was shot. But we also have another video of a group photo of them. And apparently, Deshaun was passionate about his community. He was working with this group. He was Meg Ward, who's the Vice President of Strategic Growth and Community Partnerships in Living Classrooms, which is a nonprofit that operates 2 of the 10 Safe Streets sites in the city, said that he was a son, he was a father, he was a partner, all kinds of great things about this guy. And sadly, he was shot and killed. According to news reports, McGreer was having a conversation with the other 2 victims while working at his post on Monument Street when the shooting occurred. Apparently, a tow truck came around the corner and they just shot up the block. The victims were a 28-year-old and a 24-year-old. No arrests have been made at the time. There have been more than 300 homicides in Baltimore each year for the past 5 years. Last year there was 338. In 2020 it was 335, so at least they're consistent. So you got a bunch of people trying to stop the violence and then they're getting gunned down. What was strange was just how the way it showed up on my Yahoo feed in the headline. Violence interrupter gunned down. This is not an adjective, a job title that most are familiar with. But, when there was this talk about defunding the police, there was this big push for social workers and people without a badge and a gun showing up to help. And you can see it's a dangerous job. 3 people part of this organization have already been gunned down. Are they being targeted? Who knows? But you see, so I don't know. We need more people like this gentleman trying to squash the beef, be a positive influence. But this goes to show it's dangerous. This guy, can you imagine being the policeman? You got a target on your back. This guy is not the police, just trying to help, and yet gunned down. Sad story. Let's move along to Britney Spears. And the angle I want to take on this, because Britney Spears has benefited from a lot of positive press, in my opinion. A lot of sympathy votes have been going her way. People feeling sorry for her. But nobody has has sat back and had a second thought about is all these issues that she had, have they been resolved, or are we just now willing to overlook them and give her a second chance? I feel like it's the latter. I feel like everyone's just ready to overlook, give her a second chance. And if you have noticed, if you've been on the internet in 2022, all kinds of clickbait about Britney Spears and her fiance. And here's another one. Here's how Britney's fiance really feels about her waging war with Jamie Lynn over her book. That's just one of multiple headlines across the internet in which it's Britney Spears, but then they're talking about her fiance. He's in the news. He's famous now. And this is where, unfortunately, Britney Spears is at. This is why she gets so many clinger-ons and losers on her, because they all are then famous because of it. And this is why I feel like her family, especially her father, was very protective and made it practically impossible for her to get into these type of relationships, because they were scared and worried. And I mean, ultimately, he couldn't trust her. So, how does he feel about it? I don't know. He said apparently he's stuck in the middle. This guy, Sam Asghari, his response to Britney Spears and Jamie Lynn Spears' recent drama suggests that the pop star's fiance just wants their war to be over. I can agree with that. He just wants it all to blow over so she can be happy and he can enjoy his Mai Tais on the beach, living it up. Good for him. But the point I'm making on this is just how Britney Spears is a magnet for people who become famous because they're with Britney Spears. And so, you know, it's sad because we can't deny her love because we're concerned about who she attracts and we can't trust them. So maybe we should give this guy a chance. But I don't know. I'm not very hopeful and optimistic about how this is going to end up. You heard it here on Jamin's Daily first. Moving on to our last topic of the day. Celebrity booze. So Kendall Jenner. Here's an article about Kendall Jenner. Her 818 tequila was named the top new spirit introduced in 2021 with over 1.5 million bottles shipped. Now, there's bottles. This is categorized in many ways. There's bottles shipped. Then there's cases, but we're going to go with bottles. And so 1.5, that's nice. To give you some perspective, Crown Royal, very popular whiskey, sold over 8 million bottles last year. Okay? No, I take that back. They did 8 million. No. They did make 8 million last year. That's right. 8 million in 1 year. I was taking some notes. So like Conor McGregor, another celebrity selling booze, he's averaging about 2 million of his Irish whiskey. So here's Kendall Jenner doing 1.5. That's, compared to Crown at 8, but Crown's, way up there. To me, this demonstrates a sense of novelty. It's early on. 5 years from now, if Kendall's 818 tequila is still doing 1.5, 2 million every year consistently and maybe even growing, then there's a profitable, huge business going on. It's going to be curious to see. Now, someone like McGregor, he sold out real quickly. They were selling 2 million in a year. Boom, he sold out to this large, liquor conglomerate. Cashed out. I'm sure that's what they're all trying to do. George Clooney did the same thing with tequila, built had his own tequila, built a brand for a number of years, sold out. So I feel like maybe these booze and spirit conglomerates are they're looking for celebrities to build a brand, get it somewhere, and then they cash out, and then somehow it's gonna linger. I don't know. I mean, I feel like when it comes to booze, people have their preference and they're willing to try something for the novelty of it. Like I would try some proper 12 Irish whiskey for the novelty. I would try some Kendall Jenner 818 tequila. But you know what? If it's my money and I'm buying it 10 times, probably 9 out of 10, I'm going to pick what I think is the best and what I like to buy. So when it comes to tequila, I'm probably going to buy some Patron if I got a high budget. And that's the only time I ever buy tequila. I don't buy cheap tequila. When I buy tequila, I buy good tequila. And when I buy whiskey, I would like to give, again, McGregor's Proper Whiskey a try. Can't find it. It's always sold out. But then again, I would probably try it once just to say I gave it a try, but then I'm going to revert back to what I like and know. So I feel, and that's why, like, the beer commercials that you see, they're targeted at the 25 and younger. 25 and younger, because they know by 25 years old, the beer drinkers already made up their mind. They already have a preference. They already know what they're buying if they're paying. Okay, at 25 almost. Maybe to 30, people can make a change. But very early on is when those decisions and those preferences are made. So maybe that's the other thing for the celebrity. Maybe you can get them, and they're more easily influenced. I still, though, folks, Jamin's opinion, heard it here, is that it's a novelty, quick, boom, 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 you make a quick buck, sell out, and then the buyers of it, and I applaud the celebrities, hell of a hustle. It's just, I'm trying to see where these conglomerates of booze companies think it's worth this money to buy them out, and it's going to be profitable in the long run. It just, I mean, maybe it is. I'm trying to think if there is another celebrity-based spirit brand that was bought out and then in the long run kept its appeal. We'll have to keep up with it. But until the next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, I'm Jamin, your host of Jamin's Daily. This podcast is brought to you about as often as I can get it to you. Okay, guys? Really appreciate any interaction. Don't forget to share is the biggest thing, folks. Please, if you watch this video, share it with somebody. Then like it, and then subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, follow. Go to Jamin's Daily's Facebook page. Follow us. Greatly appreciated. Till the next time, folks. Don't forget, the best is yet to come.